Hi everyone, it's me, Melanie, your IVF nurse, and this video is just going to recap some of the things we should be doing and can be doing during the isolation period that we're all facing during COVID-19. Now, some of the things that we should be doing or making a more conscious effort of doing is washing our hands. Washing our hands after touching surfaces. If you leave, go outside. When you come in, first thing you do is wash your hands with soap and water. If you don't have access to soap and water, you want to make sure that you have hand sanitizer available for you. And then you do want to also be moisturizing your hands, because if you've increased the amount of times you are washing your hands or sanitizing your hands, you'll see that your skin dries out rather quickly. So you do want to make sure washing your hands for at least 20 seconds. So pick one of your favorite songs that hopefully you won't get tired or bored of over the next few weeks, just to make sure you're getting at least 20 seconds of good hand washing in when you're using soap and water. With hand sanitizer, you want to make sure that you are washing your hands with soap and water after you've sanitized your hands. Say you were outside and you're coming back in. Make sure you wash your hands, give them a good clean washing, just because hand sanitizer itself, I find, can be, if you just keep using it for me, it causes a lot of issues on my skin. So if I can get to a sink with soap and water, that's where you'll find me scrubbing my hands and making sure that you get underneath your nail beds and all the little crooks and everywhere you can think of. So washing your hands for at least 20 seconds with soapy water or soap and water. And if you're not available, like I said, hand sanitizer. You also want to be wiping surfaces down. As we've heard, COVID-19, the virus can survive on surfaces. Depending on the surface, I guess, determines the length of time. So wiping down surfaces more frequently, high traffic areas, light switches, door handles, anything that you're finding, kitchen countertops, kitchen tables, all of those things, wiping them down frequently, just to minimize the transmission of possible virus. The other thing is that I've actually heard Leah Swanberg say is that physical distancing as opposed to social distancing. We can all still remain social by FaceTiming, by calling people, by reaching out through sources that we all have available through the internet, Skype, as I said, FaceTime, telephone, writing letters. So there are ways to still remain social, even though we need to have that physical distance of 6 feet. That is now the recommendation in terms of distance from someone. As recently noted, no play dates, no small gathering of friends. Even if you can self-screen from your home, you want to minimize that, because you really can't guarantee, if they've been out and possibly come in contact with someone, they may not even know. Even if they go out, say, to the grocery store, maybe someone wasn't within the 6 feet distance, and they don't take the risk. It's not worth it. You want to avoid contact with people who are sick. Same thing. If you're sick, if you're feeling under the weather, stay home. Nobody is going to get a medal for going out and being sick and possibly transmitting this to other people. It is still cold and flu season, so you want to take extra precaution regardless, now that we've got this new virus that we're all trying to flatten the curve with. You want to expect that if you are feeling unwell, there are resources that you can call. Telehealth is one of those resources if you live in Ontario. Your family physician is one of those as well. You want to be calling them before showing up. A lot of the times, doctors' offices, clinics are restricting people that come in. You do not want to be bringing your child with you to a doctor's appointment unless it's for the child. And even then, you'll find that when you call the office, there is going to be screening in place. And then from there, what will happen is that usually someone will call you back and then just to kind of do the initial intake, and then possibly the doctor will phone you back, or they will advise you to come in, and they will give you instructions as to how they're letting patients into the clinic. And this is also something I've heard that vets are doing with their animals that are coming in for visits as well. Now, some of the things we can do to kind of lift our spirits in all of this: start a new hobby, or, you know, if there's something you've been wanting to do or meaning to do for quite some time, but you haven't had the time to do it, well, now you've got lots of time. You know, catching up on some of your favorite TV shows, watching some movies that you may be able to stream that you just didn't have the time to do before. There are lots of online activities that are popping up, so registering for an online course. Some people I see are going on and doing online or live fitness video feeds that you can kind of log into, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook. You can log into and participate that way. So there's many things. There is, you know, virtual support groups. Working in the fertility community, I find that our community support groups have always been rather strong, and this is going to make us a lot stronger. So if there is anything that people would like to see from me in terms of virtual support, anything via Instagram or live feeds, or anything that we can do, if you know, Q&A or anything like that, please let me know. I hope you found this information helpful. You know, with regards to some of the things we should be doing at home and some of the new things that we can be doing, just to kind of keep us busy and keep the time going. Feel free to check out my website, www.yourivfnurse.com. You can email me directly, melanie@yourivfnurse.com. If you've got general questions about services, you can email yourivfnurse@gmail.com. And you can follow me on Instagram @yourivfnurse. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel or comment down below. Stay safe, guys. Thanks for watching.